Yes. He's been driving himself in the past week.
I don't know. As a person, I like being on the road. I don't like being drivers.
Well, if they're the only ones that are going to be here, well, they can come on in.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up? What's up? It's Friday. It's Mother's Day weekend for all you mothers. And for all of you who have mothers, this is the time to pay homage to your mother. So when people come up to me and go, Happy Mother's Day, it's because we're talking to your mother, not you. Make sense? It is nice, but we say the same on Happy Father's Day.
They be trying to throw shots at me.
Of course. Only Jarrell. Of course.
Hey, Happy Mother's Day. When you gonna have you one? When you gonna make one of these little girls mom? No, come on now. Go with all that.
You like this? Is it weird? I'm asking.
How y'all fellas doing today?
Pretty good.
Y'all like this?
Hey, y'all sit down and get comfortable, man.
Look. It has like shimmery. Let me know.
How you been doing, lady?
I've been doing good. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, you've been doing good. You look like you've been doing good.
I've been doing fantastic.
Wow.
Yes.
Haven't seen you since the click days.
I know, right?
Man, not gonna be here, Marcel.
He's on his way. All of you guys are together, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just us.
Oh, just you two. Frank's by himself. That's what I was asking you.
I heard that. You heard about that?
So you become an author.
Well, I guess first we did another one. We're doing another one right now. That's our third one. Yeah, third one.
Live streams on Facebook, people you see. So what do I do? Just click on that. Click on that. Click on that. Click on that. I like a guy clicking. I can't do much else. Wait for it to pull up. Yeah, you can take it from there. It's normally my dog handles all that. I don't know what I'm doing.
Did you ever?
Angles, so you can see both of you too.
I need those tickets.
Oh.
When it moves around, or technology is rough.
Man, it's rough on all of us.
Please, there, man.
It's rough on all of us. Something new every week.
So there also Trump's America wants they want to give the death penalty to someone for something that you should look up.
Is it the healthcare worker? Is it Luis? The dude who shot the healthcare worker?
No, it was not the dude who shot the healthcare worker.
He's a hero.
Didn't know who you was. I heard a lot of you. Hey. Didn't know who you was. I heard they trying to put him down.
No, this has nothing to do with somebody who killed somebody else. But until I get that exact story, if you're gonna get it, then
Trump. Death sentence.
About 1:15, man.
Okay, cool.
We were talking about there. 45.
There was something about it wasn't immigrant, but they
30 seconds.
something.
What was this time?
Right.
$15. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You better come on, Swagger DJ AJ, and get this Mother's Day weekend started right. You know, he never, ever disappoints. God will make a way. When you see that there is no way, look to the hills. That's where your help comes from. You know what? We have faith, and nothing makes a new day more beautiful, more promising than having the right heart, the right spirit, the right mind, and the right strength from God. It's your girl, Tamara Fair, on the air, and I'm proudly posted in the studio with the Brunch Bunch. What's up, y'all? Everybody ready for Friday? Do y'all have your Mother's Day gifts? Anybody say no? Getting it. Getting the donk button up here in the air. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. Listen, I don't care what your mother has done to you. She did one thing great for you, and that was give you life. And this is the day that you honor her for that. Now, personally, me and my mother just had a big blowout, but I got to keep reminding myself that's the only mother I got. And I am definitely going to praise and worship her and love on her this weekend. Well, speaking of loving on people, you know what? Some love them, some hate them, but every day you can depend on Trump having something new amidst Trump's America. Well, it's a couple of things new. Guess what? Good news. He's decided not to gut Head Start, and I'm going to give a big clap for that. And so we'll see how that plays out, because, you know, one day it might be this, the next day it might be that. Hopefully this is it for Head Start. But the Supreme Court gave him the right to actually arrest American citizens and send them abroad to prison. Y'all, that is really stirring up a lot of controversy. And you know what? It's not going to stop there. But you know what? We're going to forge through, because we walk by faith and not by sight. The things that you see in front of you may not necessarily be the things that are going to affect you. But I tell you what is going to affect you, this great show that we got for you today. So keep it locked right here on Inspiration 1390, the Brunch Bunch.
So you're talking about when you're saying the homegrowns are next? That's crazy.
What?
He's calling them the homegrowns.
No, this wasn't
That's
it.
wild.
This was
He said the homegrowns are next.
the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of something, called for the death penalty for something that would not actually have warrant a death penalty. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow.
Go to bequeeze.com and get your favorite fragrance today. That's BEQUEESE.com.
Look what I got, y'all. Goodies for Tamara. You know how I love to read, right? Well, I got two authors up in the building today, and we're going to talk about what they have accomplished through their life. You know, sometimes your journey is worth telling a story. You got a burgeoning story inside of you. I hope this inspires you to, if you do have one, to go ahead, write it down, get it published, and share it with the world. In the meantime, in between time, today, on this Mother's Day weekend, I want to know, what are your plans for Mother's Day? You know, somebody could look at what your plans are and actually get inspired and make their own plans for Mother's Day. Carrie Norman out there.
That's superhero stuff, bro. What? I would absolutely.
Yep, this is it. This is it. 2 Mexican nationals. This is it.
Call me the hero.
Now, what is Homeland Security, right? That's exactly it. Screenshot that. What's up, Instagram? What's up, Facebook? Tina, what's going on? Thank you for commenting on my Facebook page. I appreciate you. DJ B-Lo, what's happening? What kind of plans do you have for your mother? What kind of, I know you got some good plans for your mother, DJ B-Lo. And I'm sure you do too, Tina. Hey, Jadams. Oh, Jay Adams. Jadams. See, that's a new name for you. I like that.
might get bombed by
I think we're gonna have to pull it though right into
You
it.
could be part of the solution. Join us for the most fun you'll ever have at a doctor's
Toy.
appointment. It's the Black Men's Wellness Day happening Saturday, June 14th. Come and join us at Washington Park, where you can enjoy free health screening,
Thank you.
a 5K walk run, music, a kids zone, and more. This event is free and open to the public, so bring your dad, uncle, brother, son, anyone you care about. Visit aawellness.org to learn more about the event and how you can help. That's aawellness.org. See you there.
We're in the Raw with Tamara Fair on the Brunch Bunch.
Well, today on the Brunch Bunch, we're excited to welcome Calvin Hollins and John Batoy, the dynamic duo behind The Life That We Built, a love story, if you will. This powerful memoir chronicles their journey through love, hustle, and legacy, offering a raw and inspiring look at what it means to build a life from the ground up. From the street smarts to strategy, they've turned life experience into storytelling with purpose, and we're thrilled to have them here on the Brunch Bunch to share their journey with us. We want to give a big Brunch Bunch welcome to John Batoy and Calvin Hollins. What's going on, y'all?
Well, we just thought we'd bring some love to the lunch brunch today by bringing our book to the.
Well, bring that microphone to your face,
Well,
Calvin. Now, you ain't no stranger to
No,
the
not
mic.
scream, man. I want to be a little quiet while I'm talking right now.
Uh-huh.
We came together years ago. We're not going to say how many years ago.
it. It's been a while.
It's been a minute, but
Well, let's talk about your legacy. Now, you have done some amazing things in life. Like, you have really transformed the nightlife of Chicago across the globe. Well, Chicago starting, but people come from across the globe to visit some of your night spots.
Yep.
And you have actually done some wonderful things in the community. I know I educated one of your children, and I was excited about that. And I understand she's doing big things. So you're a dynamic father, husband, and community activist.
well, I appreciate that. That's all true. I take my accolades.
You take
right
it.
now.
You take it. You
I'm
take
gonna
that bow.
I'm gonna take my accolades right now because that is true. I've tried to be a decent human being, and I've tried to bring enjoyment to the city of Chicago over the years,
Yes.
from Dingbats to Legends to the Click to Heroes and Epitome and Honeysuckles and the places of that nature. But my main thrust was the Boys in the Hood Foundation, which you just mentioned,
Yes.
was one of my foundations I created, which was created literacy and mentorship for the community at large. But our book primarily is about how we created this iconic Mr. T and the love story we created in doing that. John and I came together many years ago, and T came to our life as a brother, and we created this iconic Mr.
Oh,
T.
T. That's what y'all call each other affectionately.
Right.
No, Mr. Just
No,
T.
it was just T. We put the title of Mr. before the name once we started creating the image.
Exactly.
He was just T. That's all. T-Row. That's what we call him. And once we started creating this image, we put the Mr. behind that, and the rest is history when it comes to Mr. T is concerned. Because he's a world-renowned guy, and we really are proud of him and happy for him. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way we thought it would go. After being together almost 12 years, it's a disappearing act. Once he became Mr. T on 18, he disappeared on us.
So you created his image, and he forgot about
Everything, from the haircut to the gold chains to even the tattoo on his arm.
you. Well, what was the inspiration behind those 1999 gold chains?
Well, it was.
I'm just
Let me
saying.
tell her that.
Stay clear on that.
We
Stay
had a
clear.
club called Dingbats at the time.
Yes.
And guys would come there with their, ladies, and they get a little drunk and a little rowdy.
Just a little.
A little. And then Kelvin and myself would always have a new suit on, and we get in a scuffle with them, and we would tear our suits. So we got tired of that after a while. So if you come there with a gold chain and we tear our suits, we're going to take your chain. So we would take that chain. Kelvin would take a chain. I'd take a chain. He said we only wear one or two. But imagine fighting every week, every day.
Y'all chained up.
So we started giving it to T.
Uh-huh.
And T didn't mind wearing all those chains. Next thing looked up, and
At once.
Wow.
all that's in the book. All the little idiosyncrasies that you think you know about. It's a real true story.
So that had nothing to do with his imagination. That
had
was
nothing
all
to do
you
with his
all.
imagination or him being a slave from
Mandinka tribe.
Because
Mandinka
everybody thought that was what he was depicting.
tribe. All that's in the book, and the book is really like Three Musketeers. It had a bunch of fun, did a lot of things, and it's a love story. It's not a
It's not a bashing
It's
session.
It's not a put down. It's not a put down at all.
just what happened in life. It
Well,
happens.
that's the spirit that you all have. Now, had that been me, I'd have been like, I told everything I knew about this. No, I'm kidding. But it is, I really appreciate the fact that it was organic, you know, because truthfully, like Dingbats is iconic in that it's Black owned on the north side when we really didn't have Black ownership representation at the time. And it lasted for decades. Yeah, y'all were pioneering and doing some things that
we
have been.
grew up there.
Oh, okay.
We grew up there. We learned a lot about life there.
So what made you say, okay, we've had all of this plethora of experience. Let's write a book.
Well, John and I were having lunch one day, and we just went over some of the things that we had done in life, and we need to put this down in a book form. And what happened as we started talking, the love came out. We have no animosity toward T because we both ended up being very successful in our own right.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no. As a matter of fact, I look at life like that, and it's a ripple in life that you go through, and he really made us. Because had he not left us, we would not probably be who we are. We probably wouldn't drag around with him. But we all took our own journeys to do our own thing, and that's what we ended up doing. And we're blessed for that. I've been totally blessed. I have no animosity whatsoever.
No, you have been blessed by the best, Mr. Calvin.
I have been totally blessed, without a doubt. I have no qualms about that at all.
Well, you both are some phenomenal men. And John Vittori is my main man. And, it's funny how life happens. About a year and a half now, I think I told John I ran into a guy, his name was T, Dr. T. And before you know it, it's Mr. T's son. And I'm like,
wow.
How the heck would this happen? And I'm like, my main man, John, got a long history with your father. But I love the way you took the story and you just said it. Sometimes things happen to us in life. People turn their back on us, forget about us, and we hold on to that animosity. You guys took it and you just kept living and kept doing and built some great, great influential lives. How did growing up in the 1950s influence the way this story was written?
Man, well, let's jump to the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
We don't look that old.
Y'all had babies.
Blame my producer for the 50s.
We go back that part. We go to the 70s. We leave it there. Basically, I was a police officer for 12 years, and it just didn't feel right for me. And I ended up getting into the nightclub and restaurant business, and it was more of a marriage for me, that kind of thing. And I met John. We were relatively young guys, and we thought that we saw an empire that we wanted to build together, and we did. And we brought T along as another brother, so it ended up being TCB, T-Row, Calvin, and Vittori.
Nice.
And we opened a couple of restaurants called TCB Barbecue and Tasty Q, and we both ended up buying Dingbats. And in our last few years of its existence, I ended up working there in the beginning as a host, and I brought Johnny as a host, and T tried to sneak in one night, and we ended up throwing him out the club. And
not the partner.
And we were young and cocky at that time. John was a martial arts student, and I had a little police training and stuff like that. And we let him use the bathroom, and he ended up not coming out the bathroom. We ended up on the dance floor, so John and I looked at it. So we went and approached him, but T was about 250 at that time, about 250, big guy. And he felt like he was scared of us and left out. And we had to have an altercation with some other guys in the club. He came to our assistance, and we let him stay at that point.
We needed to help.
You think?
Right. So we bonded after that, and we were together for almost 12 years. And when I say together, I mean we would breakfast together, play handball together, we dinner together. Even our girlfriend was like, "Can we go anywhere with these other two?" But it was one of those situations where the love came out between the three of us, and it's still coming out. I mean, like I said, John and I have no animosity toward T at all. We saw him in the street today. Wherever you need from us, we would still get it. Everywhere
we go anyway, people come up, I remember you. I mean, where's T at? Or where's Calvin at? It's every day, wherever we go. So he has never really left us.
Well,
we just haven't seen him in a while, but he hasn't left us.
Well, so you described in your book that this is more than just a love story, that it's really about strategy, survival, and building legacy. I want you to expand on that theme and what was the motivation for it?
Well, the motivation was doing in us. I always dreamed of empire building. That has been my focus point. Matter of fact, quick story. I know we don't have a lot of time, but my son, one time I was riding with him on Lakeshore Drive, and he asked me why the certain celebrities asked me for advice, and I did. Even Michael Jordan, people that I knew, would come to me and ask me for advice. Mike Tyson for one. And we looked downtown. I asked my son, "What do you see?" He said, "I see skyscrapers." I said, "I don't see skyscrapers. I see pyramids. I see all those buildings downtown, including Sears Tower, as being pyramids to the corporations that exist." I said, "Isn't it strange we have no black-owned buildings or skyscrapers in Chicago?" I said, "It's my dream to build the first black skyscraper in Chicago." That was the vision I had. But it was one of those things that that I had always envisioned having something for us as people, because we are visionaries. We like to see stuff, and I figured that once you see it, you can achieve it.
Yes.
One quick story: I had a thing in Brandy Green with some kids. I was doing a mentorship there, and I asked one kid, I said, "What do you want to do? Where do you want to live?" I said, "What do you say?" He said, "I'm still on the second floor." I said, "Where do you want to stay?" "Well, I want to live on the 15th floor." I'm like, "What?" I said, "You only 3 blocks or 4 blocks from the richest property in Chicago, which is the Gold Coast. Don't you see yourself going there instead of up and going out?" But they didn't see that. And unfortunately for us, that's happening right now in our history, is trying to be erased from us. And I believe if we knew more about us as a people, we would be more attached to achieving certain things in life. But we don't know. White kids don't know. Black kids don't know what black people have contributed to this country, besides picking cotton.
That's profound. That is very profound.
No, I love the story. And so you're actively promoting the book across multiple platforms, social media, book fairs, pitch contests. What kind of response have you guys received so far about the book?
Well, first of all, we're a bestseller on Amazon.
You better come on.
It's a #1 seller on Amazon. And we've been approached by tons of people who want to do some stuff with us, but when we get down to the bottom line, they want to change the story. We don't mind you embellishing some parts of the story, but you can't put me in a dress or something like that. So we've been getting a lot of response, but what Kelvin and I are really working on, we're looking for a younger generation, somebody that's in the movies, like a young Spike Lee or somebody who want to come along and collaborate with us, and we can put this together.
Well, we might have just the person for you.
That's why we're here. That's exactly why we're here. We're looking for. We've been all over. We met with everybody, and you know what's going on in the media with all the big shots. It's just not. We're looking for something ground level people like we were ground level, and they want to. This might be a come up for them.
Well, you know, when people come on our show and they can sing, we ask them to sing. When people come on our show and they can write, we ask them to read. So if you don't mind, can I read an excerpt from your book? So this is Calvin's words. So because I was the only male child of 3, I always wanted to stand out. I remember in elementary school that the band teacher asked me which instrument I wanted to play, and I asked her, which instrument would you put me in front of the band? And when she told me the slide trombone would be in front, I became the premier slide trombone player in elementary school. I have always seen myself as an overachiever, the kid that would go above and beyond to see some results. And I always wanted to be the hero in storybooks. And while I did not achieve hero status, it wasn't for lack of trying. What an inspiration. And you have always been at the forefront of innovation and technology and everything that is good in Chicago and Black America on the scene.
I appreciate that. And that's true. I mean, I would not do anything that was less than for our people. I want to make sure everything we did was top flight. I think anything I've done would rival any restaurant or nightclub in the city of Chicago downtown. Absolutely. So I would never accept anything less than that. So that's been my motto throughout my life.
And I got to give you accolades because you have put that, instill that model into your kids as well, and they're overachievers as well. So awesome. Where do they get the book? What's going on? How do we? What's your next steps after this? Where can people follow you?
We have Jesus Christ. We have a publicist who wrote all that down. But Kelvin and I don't have any type of.
But you can't get it on Amazon.
You can get it on Amazon.
His daughter, my goddaughter, she takes care of all that for us. So she's kind of our publicist without being our publicist.
Shout out to Lila,
She's our publicist without being our publicist.
who is doing some great work. But you know what? You can find them on Batoy Sweet Treats. You can connect with John. They are premier business owners, both. And I hear Tammy giving all the accolades. So I know nothing less than the best is coming from a partnership with John Batoy. So I can bet on that right there.
Yeah, the Batoy name is also resonating
the Batoy name is a big name. And so they are the owners of Batoy Sweet Treats. So you can connect with John by going to BatoySweetTreats.com. Look them up on social media. But get the book on Amazon, Mr. T by Calvin Hollins and John Batoy.
Yes, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep going and changing the world. You certainly have changed us today, y'all. Don't go nowhere. We got another great guest for you, but go get the book, The Life We Built, A Love Story. All right, keep it locked. It's Inspiration 1390, the Brunch Bunch.
I really appreciate you.
Wait, I need some signatures in this book, you know. I'll be back, guys. Yeah, I want a signed book.
So are you still in Dalton? Not living. I'm talking about, do you still have a club over there?
John, what's up, man?
Oh, okay.
I ain't late. I would have been 30 minutes early.
Well, maybe. Well,
you know what? It's all the money right here. I need $100,000 real quick.
You should have told me. I wish I had known that way he's out there. He could have made it. I'd have put him in the trunk. I need some money. He said he got all the money.
Oh, he got both of them. Both of them. Between them,
they told me they run the West Side. And
I'm Mr. T's son is here. Y'all can do mine.
Mr. T has a daughter, too, who's a comedian.
Erica.
She's half, though.
Yeah,
That's
not
not
even
half,
though.
Oh, that ain't his real daughter.
That's his real daughter. He adopted.
We only have one daughter named Lisa.
Oh, okay.
And Lisa married to a football player.
Oh, okay.
That's his, but we don't know if his real son. Because
He kind of built like him, though. He looked like
that's what, because he built. No, that was his son.
About to
That's
get
one
healthy
that passed
and
the
wealthy, y'all.
DNA test at deep and nine.
Well, of course, he brought the wisdom. Thanks, y'all.
Jackson right there.
Look, I almost did like.
He's out north to west side. I know he gave back.
Right, gave back west side. The black side is the west side.
Okay, sure.
Tamara,
Yes.
you got your mic on still?
I took my mic off. I'm a good girl.
Yeah,
your
you
mic.
worried about getting there on time.
Remember that time, Kelvin, you said.
Am I right here? Where I'm at? Huh? Musical chairs. Where I'm at?
How's the baby doing?
Which one? Right here? Either one. Yeah.
Oh, you know?
Yeah, it's cool too. I like this one. What's up, Katami? All right, we are ready to roll.
Yeah.
Looking at everybody y'all taking their chains.
That's a really good story, though. Why Mr. T had 99 chains. He just took everyone's chain. That's hilarious.
Because it's always like, yeah, I picked them up and grabbed them and I slammed them and I, you're like, all right. Like, I like hearing that though, bro.
That's
They
hilarious.
put hands on each other. Like.
Nah, I got a dingbass right here. That's so funny.
We doing mics or nothing? We good?
Nah, we'll have a mic for you actually.
We waiting on them to come back.
Okay, now I need that story. Now I need that. We're going to give away these tickets. Hey. Oh, okay, let me get this. Do we have a microphone? This is really
What are you
nice.
talking about a microphone?
You know, headphones, I'm sorry.
Oh.
So do we have a microphone?
Like,
We back, y'all.
Those gentlemen are drooling real jewels. They, Lila.
Yes. Did y'all see them? They was on bling bling. First I didn't know that was Calvin.
Who's that, Calvin?
That's Calvin Holland.
I didn't even notice that was Calvin.
You was out there talking to me.
About that time. He said first. No, I didn't know that was Calvin. That was Calvin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. But when he started talking, you know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
started asking myself, I was gonna eat too.
But yeah, I didn't know Ding Best was here. Yep. Was his.
Look at these young brothers on this book.
Well, for sure, we don't get younger, do we?
Mm-hmm.
We can.
You older longer than you're younger.
Hilarious.
Lila, your father.
What's up, Andre?
Where the baby at? I gotta get some pictures.
Hey, Mohit. What's happening, y'all? Okay, it's Mother's Day. What kind of plans do you guys have for Mother's Day? Now, for me, what I want to do for Mother's Day is nothing. I want to sit with my sisters. I want to sit in the bed. I want to watch Law and Order all day long. Nothing. Law and Order.
The rerun.
No, they got new Law and Order.
3, 3, 4, 4.
Where's the action, Jackson?
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on is this Sunday, and we announced it yesterday, we are treating some mothers to the Broadway production of Titanic at 6 p.m. Listen, I have until 1:30 to send this list in, but I asked them to please allow us to bless a few more mothers today. So if you're interested in winning 2 tickets to the Broadway production, we won't have you to call in, but all you got to do is DM us on Facebook. The first 3 people who DM us brunch on the Brunch Bunch on Facebook or Instagram, you'll win 2 tickets to see the hit Broadway play Titanic going down this Sunday.
This Sunday. All right, y'all. So don't forget, don't call us, DM us, direct message us. Well, let me tell you something someone who has a direct message that is going to change your life and perhaps the trajectory of your entire family's life. Our next guest, of course, he is a recurring guest and a family friend of the Brunch Bunch. We want to re-welcome Mr. Frank Kimbrough. What's up, Frank?
What's up, Tammy? How you doing?
Listen, we are doing great. Let me tell you why we're doing great. First of all, I haven't got my second result from
sent it in.
I did send it in, but I haven't gotten the results yet.
Okay.
But I feel like I want to testify already without even getting the results because I feel the difference.
Nice.
So the oil, I was fighting it tooth and nail because I didn't want to do another health and wellness anything. However, it's time for me to get more healthy. Mm-hmm. And this product, you really got something here. And I think it's because of the science that's behind it. Let's talk about it.
Yes. And that's where it all boils down to. I think right now we have, our community has always been one that has been marketed to about health for the longest. Like, we've been a guinea pig for every company, for every institution. And when I first looked at Zeno and I saw that they was testing, I said, well, that's the gold standard, right? Test, don't guess, right? And so, because science is this, what you mentioned. Science is what you can measure. If you can't measure it, okay, then you really can't really call it science. So testing is very unique. It's here to stay.
Let's get in the weeds of that testing. What is the test for? What do the test results indicate? And why is this so important?
Yeah, so what we're testing for, first of all, is the omega-6 to 3 ratio, right? So omega-6 and omega-3 are both essential fatty acids that our body cannot make. Omega-6, unfortunately, is inflammatory. And you may be sitting there confused, like, but you said we need it. Well, God designed omega-6 that if you cut yourself, that swelling, that inflammation will stop the bleeding. But the problem is, especially in America, it's intertwined with everything that we eat. If you make a sandwich, you put Mayonnaise on it, it's soybean oil in it. It's vegetable oil and everything we cook. We really can't get away from it.
So does that make us more inflammatory?
Yes, we are very inflammatory. In fact, 99% of Americans are anywhere where your ratio should be 3 to 1. Where average American is 25 to 1.
Well, mine was 23 to 1 on my first test. And then on my second test, it was like 34. So I was going in the very wrong direction. Yeah.
I was going to say, what you do? How you go up?
I didn't take it. I didn't take the omega oil.
Yeah, she didn't take it. And that's the thing, right? People that do not fix this, it's not going away. But you can change your diet as much as you want. But we all find ourselves, unless you just say, you know what, I'm just going to eat nothing but fish, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to eliminate that. It's intertwined in our diet. That's why a letter was sent out March 19th to the White House by a group of scientists calling it a matter of national security. Because there's so much intertwined of the omega-6 and inflammation that is in our current diet that we cannot escape it. Now, one way of dealing with it is getting the intake of omega-3. All right. So when you take an omega-3, it's essential fatty acid your body can make. It is anti-inflammatory. So look at omega-6 as if it's fire, right? And look at omega-3 as if it's water. Now the problem is so we see commercials about omega-3. They're everywhere. How come their omega-3 is not working? Well, a group of scientists, when they studied the blue zone, they realized that they had recreated the omega-3 with polyphenols. And polyphenols is what fish eat in the ocean. The algae is in the ocean. Those are polyphenols. So they're inseparable. So when they take the fish out, they rid the fish, clean it of all its toxins. It's also cleansing it of the polyphenols.
So all the omega-3s that people are thinking that they're taking to combat this inflammation is really doing nothing or very little.
Little or maybe even nothing.
So Zenzino does what? Why is that a different?
Because they found the equivalent of the algae in the ocean, of pre-harvest olives, to be equivalent of the polyphenols that is in the ocean. So they combine the pre-harvest olives along with omega-3, which is from wild-caught fish, small fish like sardines, mackerel, right? Put it together, magic.
Wow.
You know what? I've laughed because I'm gonna switch seats with Tammy, because when she into a combo, she don't look back at me. She gonna just look straight. Because I said this. I know she real interested in the guest. We've been back in fight.
Maybe I should be in the middle.
Right. Well, you know what I did. Right. We gotta be able to look. Because as soon as it get good, she turned that back and be gone. But I wanted to just say, and I'm just as intrigued as Tammy. And I told her last week we had a great combo, but I've been getting a lot of calls and texts about you. And I got pulled to the side in church twice about this product. Hallelujah. And so I wanted to know, one, do you got extra bottle in the car? Because I promised mine. But I want you to tell people mid-combo, because this is getting good and somebody may be leaving. How can they connect with you who's saying, I want you to explain this more in depth and I want to learn how to work for me?
Real simple. All they got to do is text Zenzino to 312-530-8505.
And that spells
I'm not Zenzino.
Not Zenzino.
iHeart. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Text iHeart. I'm messing up right here. Text iHeart to 312-530-8505. Right? And when you text there, there's a website there. And of course, I'll get the text notification. You can respond to it and say, give me a call, and I'll give you a call, and I'll direct you right. In fact, from the last show, it was on Friday. Yep. We had an event on Saturday. Some people from the show came out.
Nice.
And now they have started the health journey.
That's good. That's good. That
awesome.
is good.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The journey of 1,000 miles start with one step.
That's what I said. I was so excited because, we talk about health all the time on the show, but that was the first time that somebody actually came out from the show, and it was a couple of people.
Yeah.
And and it was in this small world. One of the ladies, I've been knowing her. We've been knowing each other our whole life. You know what I'm saying? Because she knew my father, and her father knew my father, so it became a conversation. But that's how health it is. We start off with one person, right, and then they share with somebody else. Just the other, I think this week alone, I don't know what's going on. I said, man, there must be something in the air. I've had 7 people to purchase products that I didn't give them, that I didn't personally talk to them about. It was customers of a customer, 3 levels, that referred them to be my customers.
Well, I tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
Health is becoming a big challenge. It's in the foods that we eat that are making it challenging. It's in the air that we're breathing. It's the toxins that are in these products that we are go undetected. And so people are wondering, like, why am I experiencing these things? True story. The other day, my one of my directors and very close, dear friend of mine, Tanya, she said, I don't feel good. I said, well, you know what? You need to go and get your Zenzino oil because she suffers with asthma. She suffers with a lot of underlying situations. So she started on her Zenzino oil. Second person at the same school, Thiago. He's like, I don't feel good. I said, you know what? I got something for you. I'm going to bring you some pills to Protect. The next day, he started feeling good. Now, Protect is usually, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a preventive pill that you can take in order to ward off anything that you might get. But it helped him once he got it.
Yes. The Protect supplement is another supplement that's offer. It has what's in it called beta glucan. So when I did the research on beta glucan, I'm a researcher. I don't just put nothing in my body. I do the full research. Beta glucan is almost like a shield for your body. So you can just take one a day, but when I'm flying, I take two. Okay. I'm flying.
Because you got all these other people
around you, and I travel. I flew back just for the show, and I'm flying back out tonight in the morning. Right. So I'm traveling all the time. I'm on the airplane. I'm not getting sick.
And you're not coughing or anything.
No.
And these chronic coughs are an indication that something is wrong. But what? We often hear about health disparities, but rarely about community-led solutions. Right. So how are you helping everyday people like us become a part of the solution?
Yeah, one of the things that I'm doing, Tammy, is we're doing webinars, and I'm bringing quality webinars twice, 2 to 3 times a week. All right. So when you opt in, you'll get notifications for it. And on that webinar, I'm having some of the top nutrition and doctors and the doctors we deal with, our doctors are real doctors that have taken the choice of themselves, sacrifice their income to become nutritionists. And one of our nutritionists we deal with is named Robert Ferguson. He's the CEO of Diet Free Lifestyle. And he has been featured on every show, Good Morning America. He's going to be on the Brunch Bunch as well. We're going to get him scheduled up to come in, a call in. And he's worked with some of the top celebrities in California. And then we're doing meetings at the Salam Community Wellness Center. We're on 613 East 67th Street. And Salam Community Wellness Center is a center that I built for a good friend of mine. And it was built during COVID time. It's a 501c3 program. And there where we can give people alternative to medicine. Because here's the thing. You can have 10,000 problems, right? Okay? And you can have 10,000 solutions. But when you are unhealthy, you only got one problem.
Talk about unhealthy. Adam over here coughing. You better give him a Protect, Tammy.
You
get in the hospital, you ain't thinking about rent, you ain't thinking about car note, you ain't thinking about your husband doing nothing. You think about getting up out of there.
That's right. Healthy. Well, you know what? I am super excited about this. So this is 613 East 67th Street. When is that going down?
The next meeting, I'll just get into the opting and we'll let you know when the next meeting will be. But I think we got a meeting scheduled in about 2 weeks coming up. But I think it's on a Saturday right before the show. We'll be on the show before that. Okay. But if they text iHeart to 312-530-8505, they'll stay in the loop.
And but they'll get immediate reaction, and they don't have to wait till the 6th.
Yes, exactly. Right. They get immediate reaction. In fact, there'll be a website there where they can go on. If they have problems, all they got to do is text that number. I get the response right to my phone, and you go on the website, and you just go look for a balanced oil kit, and you can start the process.
You sound something like a genius over there, Frank, with health and wellness. I love that.
Listen. I've been studying this thing for like around 10 years, and I'm kind of nerd when it comes to this stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? You get in there, which with our previous company had the amazing assessment, great products, and I studied those assessments. So when I first got with Zenzino, the one patient assessment that I always kept was Mr. Mackey's, and that was my wife's father. He died, and he was the most unhealthiest person. And so I went back to his assessment because I would study his assessment. I mean, to and from every scientist,
Now, this is the previous company or Zenzino?
Previous company. He had the assessment there. He had passed away. And do you know on his assessment, 19 of the conditions that killed him, that assessment recommended omega-3.
Wow.
It's deep, ain't it?
It's very deep. But you know what? I called you a genius. But you know who the biggest genius is? God. Let's do it. It's Kevin Ross, y'all. God is a genius. This version 13.
Yeah. Well, I like it.
Okay, now you can talk, but you're on. Now you're not on air.
Yeah. Well, it's in the Bible.
It is.
I put up last time. I put up in the scripture where it said we should eat fish with scales and fins. You Google what fish with scales and fins is, don't make it through.
Oh, so one of our Instagram listeners says you guys are right, but I found out about ginger root and root turmeric adding lemon juice and bay leaf, but actually all of that, the turmeric and the ginger, is in the oil.
Yeah, not the turmeric is not.
You seen that already? You seen that?
Those are
saying
great
those
items.
don't even work.
But here's the thing.
Because I tasted in that lemon, like the lemon that I
Yeah,
because
it's
it's another
amazing.
one. It's another flavor that makes me want to gag, but I take it anyway because I know the healing.
You can add water to you.
I know I'm gonna add water.
Yeah. So here's the thing. People always say they do
Yeah,
this,
they
do that, they do this, they do that. I always tell people to really find out if it's working.
Yeah.
Take the test.
Take the test.
Ain't no,
Do those tests expire?
No.
Okay, I gotta take the test.
Oh, you've never taken one test.
Now
He take the oil.
I take the oil every day.
He gonna be one of the people saying nothing wrong with me. I'm already balanced.
Right.
He took the balance off
And I've been
Nothing
taking
to
it.
compare it to.
Right, I know. I didn't think of that until you said it last week. I'm like, I'm gonna have Valencia take the test because she does not take the oil right now. But I'll have her do the test.
Really
Fade it.
Ready?
Wait, don't fade it. I mean, fade it when it's proper. God must be a man, you wouldn't be here.
5, 4,
I don't believe in coincidence.
2, 1.
You definitely don't believe in coincidence because we are always where we're supposed to be with the people we're supposed to be with. We are here today with Health Guru,
Woo!
Frank Kimbrough, y'all.
Woo, 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 woo,
Excited about it. So we were talking about not taking the test. Let's talk about the test again.
Mhm.
That test actually determines what your ratio is from omega-3s to omega-6s.
Yeah.
So the first step is to find out where you are, so you can find out how you got to get where you need to be.
You can try. It's the same with the doctors, right? The doctors, what they do, they come in, you go in your physical, they draw blood, right? And then basically you get an email in your chart, and then they just tell you your numbers is this, and then to take that.
And it should be this.
Yeah, and it should be that.
Yeah.
Right? Zizino, the test from certified laboratory, GMP laboratory, top in the world, in Oswald. I've been there. And they're doing the same thing. But we have an opportunity to have a say-so in IO, right? Meaning that they're not going to recommend a pharmaceutical drug. They're going to recommend something that is natural, like omega-3, which is nothing more than fish oil that you could take to help to get you back in balance. Now,
and no side effects.
No side effects.
That's right.
Absolutely. So 120 days is the life of a red blood cell. That's why we tell people to be consistent for 120 days. That's the life of a red blood cell. And then what the company's going to do is that once you purchase your first test, you're going to get a free bottle of oil with it. In 120 days, on your fifth purchase, you're going to get in the mail with your bottle of oil a free test. So you can test yourself.
Retest.
A free test.
A free retest.
A free retest. And then we got a vitamin D test. We have an A1C test. And in October, we'll be releasing a gut test.
Well, let me tell you what I love. I love that shake every morning. You know, because of my aneurysm, I had to get off of coffee. And so I needed something to pick me up, and that shake picks me up, but it tastes so good. I called you and said you lied to me because anything that tastes this good couldn't be good for me.
Right.
So I want to drink it in the morning. I want to drink it in the evening. And then the other thing I love is the cherry collagen.
In fact, we started a collagen challenge after Mother's Day.
Okay.
And what is a collagen challenge?
Yeah. Well, we basically the collagen is a 10-day supply. Okay. You take it for 10 days straight. And you know, naturally in your face, you'll be able to see it. So there's 3 types of collagen: collagen 1, collagen 2, collagen 3. Ours is a collagen 1, which is more for skin, and collagen 3 is for gut. Preparing for the gut test, right? And it's a marine collagen, which means that it comes from fish, as opposed to most collagen that comes from cows.
Mm.
Right. So it's much healthier. It's much more potent.
And
That's
it
what-
tastes so good.
It tastes so good. It do.
That's
taste
why
good.
I thought you lied, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my mom. I'm gonna have my mother do the start to college. I know she'll take it no problem. She take oil every day.
Right.
She loves sweet stuff, and it tastes
It's
like
great.
candy.
So definitely, if you are having some health challenges, or if you want to prevent having health challenges, you want to text iHeart to 312-530-8505. That's 312-530-8505. It could save your life, and then you could share it with someone else, and then you could help save theirs. That's 312-530-8505. Frank.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Give me that
This brother
oil.
right here.
Yeah.
He has been going through so much. Like sometimes he weighs heavy on my heart because he's a caregiver and he's got so much and so many people to care for. His own health has waned. So I'm so happy that you came in. And there are no coincidences in life. So happy that when you
I told him
started.
he looks great.
And
He
I
does.
feel great.
Yeah.
I wish I would have took that test first so we can really show the world.
It's more important that you are at least you commit. You say you committed every day.
Every
And
morning.
I love that, man, because until they fix this food, we gotta we gotta have control of our
We gotta
body.
fix our own situations.
And the help is not on the way.
Well, you know what, y'all? Mother's Day is on the way. We want to wish each and every one of you a happy Mother's Day. And we always want to encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know, a perfect stranger, that you love them, and show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love. Land on love. I love you, Action Jackson.
Tamara Fair on the air. I love you. Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you too.
Y'all, keep it 100 this Mother's Day and spread some love. Y'all stay optimistic.
Good job.
You know what?
The first
I
time.
think Kenny text too.
You did? Oh, he called me, but I didn't have an opportunity. Y'all, this ain't no joke. Seriously, I had never thought that I would get off of coffee. But then when I saw that coffee was actually hurting me and not helping me, I had to. And, you know, I needed that. I needed that pick me up, and I didn't know what to do.
No, we
in terms of
didn't call the
actually
winners. You're
getting
right.
more without
I'm going to have
caffeine.
Justice call
And then Frank
today.
comes along, he
email.
routs me too. I mean, that's because he
Yeah.
loves me. So people that you love,
Justice
you will
talk
stay
to tell
on
her she'll get an email
about their
confirmation.
you definitely want to. You definitely want to text iHeart, IHEART.
Hello, winner. Is that you on the line?
No, I had.
Be one to.
Okay, awesome. You will be getting an email confirmation
From Broadway.
Don't worry, from Broadway.
No, hold on. I'm calling because I was trying to get the Facebook, but it's not coming up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't know how to do it.
For the Brunch Bunch.
you talking about for the live stream on Facebook?
I couldn't find it to DM, drop the message for the ticket for the place.
Oh.
It's
Give
no
her the.
clue to how you even-
That's Evangelist Brown.
I couldn't find it.
Ask her she want more tickets.
Would you like more tickets?
Yes.
How many you need, Evangelist Brown? How many?
How many tickets do you need?
I'm trying to get 4 tickets and bless some senior mothers to come out for Mother's Day.
Got you. You know what? Justice gonna reach out to you after the show, and we're gonna give you as many. I think I can give you up to 10 if you want them.
Oh, that's a miracle. These mothers don't jump in the door, and they can't move them legs too much, but in their spirit, in their heart, they gonna give it up.
I love her.
We
Yes,
know it. We
honey.
know it.
On the radio, and look, I sat there patiently. It just came to my spirit. I've been at the store all morning for the mother. Then when I heard you was giving out more tickets, I say, God didn't open up the windows of heaven for these mothers.
Yes.
All right.
So
Thank you,
yeah,
Evangelist.
give him about 30, 40 minutes. He gonna connect with you so we can get your number, a ticket.
Okay. You got my number, right?
Yep, we got it.
Okay, you know what it is, right?
Yes, I do, Evangelist Brown.
You know I be preaching all the time on Lunch Bunch.
I know it.
One time I preach, you say get the offering basket ready.
Yes. Well, we love you.
I know, and that young lady, what's her name?
Tamara Fair on the air.